Ah, that snake terrorized us the entire week. You forget when you're in the city that Singapore is at the equator and it has, it has anything that lives in it. That was a full stop. It's actually the car that did most of the braking. Wow, that's quite impressive. I mean, I think I would have caught it as well, but the car really did a full stop here. Wow. Thanks, Tesla.
One in a million, 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 one in
Cake Enterprise came out of scratching our own itch. We launched during Singapore FinTech Festival. It was a positive launch.
Good morning. Hey, good morning. Rock and roll.
We are at Singapore FinTech Festival at Singapore Expo Hall 3. So we have been here since 31st October, Monday. Setup took a lot of time. Oh, Monday was really hot. There was no air conditioning in the hall here, so everybody was sweating.
Oh man, it was mad crazy just aligning all the stuff. I mean, there was going to be minor hiccups and we forgot a few things, but we're just going to tweak along the way, and that's how we do it.
Happy to have everybody here to learn more about our product, learn more about Cake DeFi Enterprise.
And so we're really excited. Our first presentation at the booth is going to be at 11:30 with Glenn, our COO, over there.
Good morning. Told to be here at 10, so I'm here.
What do you mean like virtual marathon?
Later than I am.
This is not a competition to the bottom, guys.
Definitely.
Not a race to the bottom.
We're sorting out the Wi-Fi. A lot of our app stuff is running a bit slow. It will be fixed, right? We're not going to be doomed, right? We're professionals here. I hope so. But look, everything is working smoothly now. This it loads by tray.
A wireless charger. I know it looks like a really expensive coaster. I guess it could work as that as well, but really it's a wireless charger.
The interest on crypto by institutions has been increasing over the last years or so, and we've seen a lot of trend for enterprise, a lot of companies having cryptos on the balance sheet. A lot of them are asking on how can we generate yield on this holdings and how can we manage these crypto funds very safely. If you park on an exchange, yes, you can generate yield, but then you lose custody of your fund. When you get audited, like how can you make sure the funds are safe?
Look, a big indication of results is how many
Sydney,
people
what
are
is your
willing.
impression of the whole SFS? First time for you?
I'm just impressed about how many institutions are just absolutely interested in talking to us. I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the last
Closing.
hour. When Glenn gets up to talk, that's at least another 10 leads. I mean, they're just congregating. Obviously, charismatic guy, angelic voice, has the halo to match.
Keep going, keep going.
Thanks for the applause. I appreciate that.
Insanity again? What is it? Doing the same thing over and over again.
My tree pencil.
Tree pencil.
So I come to this special.
No, they were special.
Are they warm?
Yeah, they're slightly warm. They just came. They're fresh.
I didn't expect it to be
They really
like
peanut.
The old grandma's group that most of this color, they're like
Yes.
very colorful. They taste horrible.
Which one?
And all these
Is it the
these
pink
cakes
color
for
ones?
breakfast and whatever.
inside is pretty much just peanut butter. Outside is just like I don't even know. It's just like wobbly.
So it's called ang ku kueh. Ang is red, ku is like turtle or tortoise, and kueh is cake. And made in the mold of a turtle. Essentially, turtles are auspicious creatures in Chinese culture because they live a long life. They represent longevity and they give out at birthdays, especially like when babies turn their first months. I'm the office auntie, that's what it is.
Hi, come have some chicken.
We've had an issue with the snake quite some time ago, but then that snake disappeared and never came back. But then now the entire week there was this weird tree snake that like actually really jumps from tree to tree so it can glide. It was quite aggressive, so when I tried to kind of go do it, it was like hissing and it was like really aggressive. Even let's say it's not venomous, if this thing bites you, you still have like probably some infection or some sepsis risk. So what's so impressive about Singapore, they have this environmental agency. They come by and then they try to catch it, but they came by twice and they couldn't catch it because it was like disappearing all the time. But finally that snake was caught, so terrified of snakes. And I just don't understand where the escalator is because that's what I've been looking for, a helper. But I'm like really right at the area is so big that u-zyn and I cannot find each other.
The coffee beans at the other side.
So I came here and I missed them. And so what I was so impressed in the Singapore FinTech Festival was seeing so many of our engineers actually talking to our customers and actually getting that feedback in, and afterwards having those debrief sessions where they're like, hey, look, I heard this, I thought it was great feedback, let's kind of implement that, bouncing ideas. So I think that's always what makes a great product culture. It's not someone just sitting there and working on stuff, that's more of a hobby. The product culture comes when you understand someone using that stuff that you built. That's where the product, the business comes in, and I'm so proud of that team and doing a good job there.
We're now walking to the Founders Peak, where June will give his 10-minute talk on what is it like to go from near death to billion-dollar company.
I'm just leaning back in my chair, waiting for the pushback on the airplane. We start taking off, and at this very moment, there's a massive bang on the right wing, big fireball on the wing outside. Everything starts shaking, and within seconds, the entire cabin is full of smoke. The flight attendant said, please go into brace position. I completely forgot what brace position meant, but I just naturally kind of ducked down. The plane touches down, and at this very moment, the plane turns around, straightens, the pilot slows the plane down, and I do what I've never done before, which is I give an applause to the pilot for landing that plane, and I'm not the only one who does that. Actually, the entire plane does that. Well, at the end, we got off the plane, everything turned out safely. So with this, as we all kind of think, anything is possible. So I get working and I start really working hard on my business again. So what I really hope with those 10 minutes that I achieve is, I want you to pick up that call. I want you to say, yes, I have that motivation, let me do it, let me pick up that call. But at the same time, that means that you're gonna have to say no to so many other calls. Thank you so much.
Have a look.
Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming.